Benue residents raise alarm over army invasion. Chief of Defense Staff reads riot act to criminals in Southeast. And Governor El Rufai renews calls for state police. Glad to have you join us for news now. I am Folashade Ogrinde. The people of Umbato in Konshisha local government area of Benue State on Friday said that at least 70 innocent persons were killed during an invasion of the area by soldiers. A local militia had allegedly ambushed and killed 11 soldiers who were on their way to douse the crisis between two communities of Umbato and Opute. Addressing a press conference in Makurdi, the Benue State capital on Friday morning, a group known as Shangev Tiv Assembly STA stated that at least 15 other surrounding communities have been destroyed by military since the aerial and ground raid against the villages began 3 days ago. Other community leaders said the army has so far razed and demolished farms, schools, hospitals and homes of many people in retaliation, while the soldiers, according to the leader, are still planning to destroy all the neighboring towns within the LGA. Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters had just reacted to the media reports of massive killing and destruction of houses and other property by military in Konshisha LGA of Benue State. The Defense Headquarters said soldiers of 72 Special Forces Battalion had been deployed to stop the tension between two communities who resumed their age-long rivalry. According to a statement signed by Acting Director Defense Information, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, the troops were on the way to replenish their colleagues on 5th of April 2021 when they were attacked by armed bandits at Bonta in Konshisha. The troops who were under command of a captain were seized at a checkpoint mounted by some group called Bonta Boys and taken into the Konshisha forest where they were all brutally murdered. The killers also burned the soldiers beyond recognition while their weapons and ammunition were carted away. Military reinforcements said they were dispatched the following morning also came under attack from close to 500 meters. The soldiers repelled the attack and 10 bandits were killed in the face-off. The military said no civilian was killed and described the media reports as false and unfounded. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, says the military will go offensive against kidnappers, bandits, cultists, and all criminals operating in Nigeria and Anambra State in particular. General Irabo stated this on Thursday when he called on the state governor, Willie Obiano, at his Oguleri country home in Anambra East local government area. Speaking immediately after the meeting with the governor, General Irabo revealed that his visit is to exchange views and compare notes with the governor over the unfolding scenario within the security environment in Anambra State. He assured that the military would synergize with other security agencies to restore peace in the state while warning criminals against indulging in criminal activities within Anambra and beyond. Nigeria is in a difficult situation right now, and this transcends political and ethnic affiliations. These were the words of former military President Abdulsalam Abubakar at a dialogue session of National Peace Committee in Abuja with stakeholders in the Nigeria project. TV360's Simisola Adigun reports.
The former military leader did not mince words when he declared that about 6 million illegal ammunition are in circulation in the country, and more than 80,000 people have lost their lives to insecurity. Of course, Abdulsalami's statement may be correct, considering the attacks on police formations, activities of bandits, kidnappers, and the war on insurgency, which is still taking a lot from the armed forces.
It became necessary for us in the National Peace Committee, the NPC, to try and do something because of the state we find ourselves as a country. Our current situation has no precedent, and it transcends the boundaries of political, religious, or regional affiliations. It is a most difficult time for our nation, and there is no debate about this at all. All voices of reason must rally together before it is too late.
The National Peace Committee session, held with state governors, traditional and religious leaders, captains of industries, and other stakeholders, is aimed to finding a lasting solution to security challenges in the country.
The proliferation of caliber of weapons, not only in our sub-region in general, and in Nigeria in particular, is worrying. It is estimated that over 6 million of such weapons are in circulation in our country. This certainly aggravated the insecurity and led to over 80,000 deaths. And also, we have close to 3 million internally displaced persons.
The dialogue session is expected to discuss the way forward to security challenges faced by the nation and advise the federal government on steps to take. Simisola Adigun, TV360, Lagos.
Moving on, Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has again added his voice to the growing call for the establishment of state police as insecurity in the country worsens. The governor made this call at the federal government town hall meeting on national security organized by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture today in Kaduna. TV360's Abisola Adebayo reports.
Kaduna State has been the hotbed of the activities of bandits, kidnappers and insurgents in recent time. This probably justifies the town hall meeting by the Federal Ministry of Information with stakeholders in Kaduna State. In his welcome address, Governor El-Rufai says the existing centralized policing system for the country has not worked and the arrangement should be replaced with state police and other levels of policing. He also called for state control of resources and a less unitary judiciary. The Kaduna State Governor underscored the need for synergy among security agencies to be able to crush the bandits and other violent criminals.
Our security forces must collaborate to take the war to the bandits and the terrorists, recover and restore the ungoverned forests these terrorists occupy, and enable our law-abiding citizens to engage in legitimate farming and livestock production without fear. These bandits has lost their right to life under our constitution and must be wiped out in their entirety.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, on his part, says the general state of insecurity as reflected in incidences of farmers-herders clashes, Boko Haram insurgency, banditry, ethno-religious clashes and intolerance are triggering rising call for secession as well as politicization of ethnic and religious differences.
I believe that finding a way out of the situation in which we have found ourselves requires teamwork, reflecting all diversities and leveraging on all our collective creativity to pursue with diligence the project of rescue Nigeria. Perhaps the correct starting point towards addressing this myriad of problems is the building of an elite consensus on the security, unity, indissolubility, and peaceful existence of Nigeria.
People have a profound objection to the loss of our federalism and wants that federalism back. And there's no complicated magic about federalism. It's that federalism is about sharing power between the federal government and the federating units. And each of these levels should have substantive powers.
The minister believed that the town hall meeting will go a long way in preferring solutions to what has now become an existential crisis in the country. The theme for the meeting is setting benchmarks for enhanced security and national unity in Nigeria. Abisola Adebayo, TV360, Lagos.
The Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abubakar, has called for a transformative action targeted at the emerging negative situation on the ecosystem. The minister made this call during the 14th meeting on the National Council on Environment in Abuja. Abubakar believes issues that border on climate change and biodiversity would have a telling effect on the world if proactive measures are not put in place.
It is obvious that the mechanical approach to reversing trending environmental challenges is limited in its ability to deliver. It is in the view of this that a new narrative tagged nature-based solutions to climate change adaptation and resilience emerges. There is urgent need to transform our food system, which has been the major factor in the issue of loss of biodiversity, fresh water, and deforestation, with its attendant effect on climate change. It is therefore expected that pertinent issues and climate-smart agriculture and agroecological practices that will aid rejuvenation of soil and forest covers, among others, are discussed during this meeting.
The Minister of State in turn lamented the adverse effects of COVID-19 on the environment and human health, just as she emphasized on the One Health approach through a better secured environment.
The ongoing global COVID-19 pandemic demonstrates the interrelationship between the environment and human health, as well as the need to strengthen essential environmental health services, knowledge and national capacities, all of which are fundamental to achieving universal health coverage. It also serves as a veritable reminder of the need for countries to include protection of our biodiversity as part of our interventions to effectively manage outbreaks of emerging infectious diseases. If we do not secure environmental health, we cannot guarantee human health. So the One Health approach is of utmost importance in all we do.
The Youth Democratic Party of Nigeria has launched Operation Get Voters Card for Youth in Shomolu area of Lagos State. The Youth Party says it is time for Nigerian youth to stop complaining and start participating in the process that elects leaders. Mujisola Matomi tells us more in his reports.
The NSAS protest, no doubt, is awakening the sleeping giants in Nigerian youth, and the Youth Democratic Party of Nigeria is a party created after the nationwide protest. This is a march by the party to sensitize the youth on the need to take active part in governance and not just poor leadership, bad governance and lack of infrastructure.
There's an issue of sidelining the youth in governance, and at the moment a lot of youth are awakening to this reality, and they know that it is time for them to, take over and contribute their quota to the nation building. If we take a look at organizations, strong organizations across the country, even outside the country, when you get to a certain age, it is essential for you to retire from whatever position you are. It is not negotiable for a fresh hand to come on board, for somebody much younger, much more vibrant, who can make use of their mental strength to come on board and begin to showcase their potentials and maximize their potential in the process. So this, I believe, with that mentality, the youth are ready to take over.
The government of Nigeria has always favored individuals who come from known families. I mean, if you are a nobody, no matter how good you are, no matter what you can do, the government of Nigeria doesn't recognize you. They don't give you the opportunity to be somebody. We decided that we are going to have a party and a structure that is going to give people opportunity based on merit. You labor for it, you school for it, you train for it. We expose you to opportunities that will allow the government to make the most of your capabilities. That is what this party is.
As the forthcoming 2023 elections draw near, the Youth Democratic Party of Nigeria says it is using this medium to sensitize citizens and mobilize the youth to register and get their permanent voters card. Not just youth, but all Nigerians have been urged to get their voters cards in order to change the status quo of leadership and governance in the country.
Let us create an alternative way of life for Shomolu youths, so that instead of them engaging themselves in social vices like courtesan, thuggery, fighting one another, they should come and dissipate that energy they should come and use that energy in this party to move Nigeria forward, to create a new Nigeria, so that all the mess we are having, all the mess the incumbent government has created, has meted on Nigeria, will be removed.
The youths are ready to lead. Enough of being sidelined by the older ones. I believe there is this kind of creativity in every mind of the youth. We youth, gone are the days where we say we are the future generation, or we are the people that they look up to in the next 10 years. We are here now. 10 years is too far for us to exhibit the good things we have inside of us.
Party members say that the Nigerian youths need to identify with the platform which has their interests, willing to protect their future, and ready to build a nation with strong values and reputation. Mojisola Matomi, TV360 Lagos.
We'll take a breather here, but still to come. Security and Exchange Commission clamps down on unregistered investment platforms.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Now let's take a recap of some of our top stories. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, says the military will go offensive against kidnappers, bandits, cultists and all criminals operating in Nigeria and Anambra State in particular. We also told you that the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abubakar, has called for a transformative action targeted at emerging negative situation on the ecosystem. The minister made this call during the 14th meeting of the National Council on Environment in Abuja. In case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. And anti-COVID-19 stories and updates. The African Union has decided to stop plans to secure Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines because of supply concerns from India's Serum Institute. The Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention said it will instead focus on the single-shot vaccine from Johnson & Johnson. Director of the AU's Disease Control Unit, John Nkegasong, clarified that the decision not to buy AstraZeneca is so as to not duplicate efforts. He, however, noted that African countries will still receive the AstraZeneca jab through the World Health Organization's Global Vaccine Sharing Facility, COVAX. European Union's drug regulator says it had launched a review of possible links between the Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine and blood clots after reports of 4 cases, one of them fatal. The European Medicines Agency had approved the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for use, but its rollout across the 27-nation EU is not due to start until later this month. The probe comes days after the agency said it was listing the same type of blood clots as a very rare side effects of the rival AstraZeneca vaccine. Both jabs use similar endovirus vector technology. We'll take a break here and return with more stories and business. Just stay with us. Welcome back. Well, we have Abisola Adebayo to bring us up to speed on the latest in the world of business and stock markets.
Thank you very much, Folashade. Welcome to Business News. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) says fintech trading platforms that allow Nigerians to invest and trade in stocks listed on the Nigerian and foreign stock exchanges have been declared illegal by the federal government. According to the SEC regulations that have just been brought to light, these platforms are trading foreign securities not registered in the country and have been warned to stop doing so. Capital market operators in partnership with these platforms have also been warned to renege on providing brokerage services for foreign securities. Crude oil prices remained relatively firm at the early hours of Friday's trading session as oil traders digested Saudi Arabia's defense of OPEC Plus plans in raising output, thereby capping gains. The British-based oil contract traded at about $63 a barrel, while the West Texas Intermediate futures were trading slightly below the $60 price level. Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman recently revealed that there were no pressing concerns of demand and supply dynamics changing gear amid the gradual boost in outputs, adding that OPEC Plus had all ammunition put in place to change course if necessary. In the meantime, OPEC Plus will continue to meet monthly on reviewing the energy market supply dynamics. We'll take a pause here and return with stock market review. Do stay with us. Welcome back. The bulls maintained dominance on the floor of the Nigerian stock market at the close of this week's trading as investors gained over 30 billion naira. That's obviously now market capitalization today, as it recorded a 20.335 trillion naira compared to the previous session's amount. The all share index also increased by 0.17% to close at 38,866 basis points, and this is as 160 million units of shares valued at 1 billion naira exchange hands in 3,507 deals. On our gainers list today, Honeyflower and Sovereign Insurance PLC are the biggest winner of today with a combined 12 kobo gain. That was how much they recorded at the close of trading today. J-Paul Gold, for the third time this week, made it to the gainers list, and Livestock completed a list of 4 with a 13 kobo increase. On the flip side, however, that's the losers list for today. Guinness and Unity Bank are our biggest loser in the market today. They recorded a combined 3 naira 37 kobo loss. Moving on, our top 4 losers are completed by ABC Transportation and M Benefit tonight. On the international scene, however, that's our FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei. The FTSE closed in the reds, unfortunately, with miners under pressure as commodity price eased, and this is after hitting a post-pandemic high earlier this week. It's recording a 0.38% decline, as you can see right here. The Dow Jones, that's the United States stocks, chalked up gains from previous session as yields rebound amid inflation data surge. It recorded a 0.29% increase. Japan stocks Nikkei, however, recovered from previous session losses after following positive cues overnight from Wall Street on a global economic recovery hopes after the U.S. Federal Reserve's repeated assurances that monetary policy will likely remain unchanged for the foreseeable future. That's why it recorded a 0.20% increase at the close of trading today. That's all on Stock Market Review. It's back to Folashade for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Abisola. We're moving now to the foreign scene, where it has indeed been a sad day for the royal family as a lifelong companion of Britain's Queen Elizabeth II. Prince Philip has died aged 99. According to an announcement from Buckingham Palace, the Duke of Edinburgh died at the Windsor Castle on Friday morning following a recent stay in hospital. It was the longest serving consort in British history and was only months away from his 100th birthday in June. Commonwealth leaders have led global tributes to Prince Philip as presidents, prime ministers and politicians around the world offer their condolences. Well, up next is entertainment reports.
Nigerian singer and songwriter Peruzzi has released the second studio album, Roman Boogie. The project features several music heavyweights including Davido, Tiwa Savage, Patty Rankin, Wandeko, Fino, Fireboy, and Don Jazzy. The 20-track album includes previously released songs like Salty Love featuring Fireboy DML and his most recent release, Somebody Baby, featuring Davido. Almost 3 decades after retiring from active dancing, Funke Kuti, the sensational dancer and ex-wife of Afrobeat legend Femi Kuti, has returned to her first love. Funke Kuti's return to dancing comes a few years after her son Made Kuti joined his father's Positive Force band. The pretty Funke, who runs FK Management, has decided to enlighten and teach numerous dancers the rudiments of Afrobeat dance step. And that is all that we have for you on the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment now to sports. Gymnastics started on Friday at the ongoing 20th National Sports Festival, following assurances that the Games will continue after the federal government and Edo State government reached an agreement over funds. Mudashiru Shitu joins us from the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Thank you very much, Mudashiru, for joining us on News Now. Now, bring us up to speed on the latest in the competition today.
Yes, it's an interesting mood. Let me just first of all start with gymnastics, where we know that a lot of medals to be won. It started today, and we know that a lot of athletes, gymnasts, are ready to take throne. Let's look, for example, Elino Cheke. Elino Cheke won 4 gold medals for Rivers State in the last edition in 2018. Unfortunately for Edo State, she will be representing Edo State, the host state. And it seems that it's going to be medal galore for Edo State. Not forgetting, we also have Blessing Eluku, who for the first time she's coming to the National Sports Festival representing Kano State. So it's neither here nor there, because a lot of people are making sure that they get medals this time around. But if you ask me, I tend to be pointing at Edo State, who has got many medalists and gymnasts on that table. But away from gymnastics, the mood in the stadium is lively. Everybody is happy as after the fact that the state government and the federal government have reconciled their differences. So it's just about competition right now. And if you can hear properly, a gunshot, that is the start of the heat of the athletics going on at the main bowl. So I will give you more updates on that tomorrow. But right now, gymnastics is really going on, and everybody's thinking that they can win a medal there.
Well, that's good news, if I must say. But thank you very much, Mudashiru Shitu, for joining us on News Now. Thank you. Well, it's a wrap on our news bulletin. Thank you for watching. I am Folashade Ogrinde.